Afternoon. Why did you take the wheels off my girlfriend's car?
We're gonna do the torque arms.
We're gonna do the torque arms?
Yeah.
Wild. What else are we gonna do?
Well, we did the trans service last time, and it's still acting up. So we're doing solenoids.
Automatic transmissions are the best.
I mean, it's a ZF6, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's worth it, I guess, probably, maybe.
Yeah. The transmissions themselves are usually pretty durable. Oh, I see your
Yeah, my ground.
your new ground strap. That's great.
It exists, which is better than the old one did.
It did not exist.
It did not exist.
I like your handiwork, good sir.
Yeah, my hands did I don't know what I'm saying. Let's get this apart. So effectively what's going on here is we have a ZF6 automatic transmission that is clunking in a first gear, and it is also flare shifting occasionally. And then we have front steering that is all over the place. If you so much as touch the brakes, the car dives off to the right. Yeah, let's get a. Hang on, let me flip my boy around here. Oh yeah, that is what you call dynamic caster, whether you want it or not.
Is it caster or toe?
It was moving front and back, so that would be caster.
Usually those affect the toe too.
I mean, it's on a diagonal, so technically it's both.
It's probably affecting everything.
It's some combination of the three. Oh yeah.
Yeah, when those go, you'll get like nasty vibration on the highway, and especially when stopping, you'll just get that.
It wanders. It kind of vibrates on deceleration. It's not as bad drive. It's different than it was on my E92. What's interesting, and we got the new parts here. These all-wheel drive cars, they've got these big old cast iron arms that don't have a ball joint in the end. The ball joint is actually on it does really ball my joint. I got limb forders. These are fluid filled, so they don't last all that long, but you get the OEM ride quality and handling and whatnot. It's kind of one of the things about German cars is they're kind of built with the idea that you're going to be having them inspected every couple of years by TÜV, and TÜV doesn't let you get away with anything. So in Germany, you don't come across a BMW that's had 6 years of deferred maintenance, because you're not allowed to defer maintenance for 6 years.
Well, yeah, we remember your coupe.
Yeah, my E92 came from Germany.
And that thing was...
It was TÜV compliant.
That was TÜV taken care of.
It was TÜV taken care, yeah. So you've got...
TÜV fast, TÜV furious.
TÜV fast, TÜV furious. I don't know what to say to that. The level sensor left the chat long ago. What? Baffling. Anyway, so yeah, you've got this control arm, cast iron, big boy, factory, but there's a ball joint that comes here. The ball joint's replaceable independently, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure that's not going to be hellaciously seized on there or anything, but hopefully we can get it off, because that will be a huge improvement in the way this car drives. These tension rods, every E90 needs tension rods, and every E90 drives amazing once you do the tension rods. Every E90 ever needs tension rods, valve cover, and motor mounts. And Mickey Mouse flange. And that's it. You can fix basically every E90 ever made just by doing those three things. But first, we need to get a drain pan over here, get our new pan filter integrated thingy off the bottom while it is all nice and cooked and toasty hot. And what we have over here on the bench is a set of OEM. Amber brought out the big bucks by OEM control arms and OEM shift solenoids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them for a 6-speed transmission for some reason. My assumption is it feels like the number 1 solenoid is like sticking. And so when you, I don't know, it kind of slams into first gear when you're slowing down and coming to a stop. I don't know the first thing about these. I like transmissions where I get to play with a wiggle stick, so all of this is pretty foreign to me. I mean, as far as automatic go, I'm used to GM 4T65s, where the forward engage band explodes if you look at it wrong, and they slip from the factory. Anyway. Well, The fluid's not full of the clutch packs, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
This isn't a GM product. Don't do that. This is a bad move.
Don't bring this.
BMW dust. Man, is that channel still a thing?
That's a deep cut.
What were those called? Blendtec blenders?
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Will it blend?
Will it blend? I'm gonna have to look that up when I get home. Go on a nostalgia trip.
Ooh, hey, we have an opportunity to use this.
What is that?
Magnet.
What is it?
It holds tools
Oh,
and bolts and screws.
neat. It'll hold my nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
They really got to get though.
Technology.
Oh, well.
Oh, so it was just one screw holding that on. Okay.
It was concepts of a screw.
Wow, look at the access though. Thanks. I almost said thanks Microsoft. I feel
Microsoft went down 3 points.
I feel like Microsoft have a whole lot to do with this car. Copilot, change my transmission solenoids. This is my least.
Don't really have much access to it,
No, that's why I was kind of thinking maybe a punch or something.
but it might just be in there slightly.
We would never be that lucky.
Correction, you would never be that lucky.
That's true.
Yeah.
This isn't me. Where it's not my car, so therefore,
It'll be fine.
man, that's a unit right there.
Who set this thing down on the ground?
Precision bodywork. All right. I said this off camera, but fun fact about these spacers. From what I've read on the internet, a pre-facelift E90 chassis, which this is, has a narrower front track width than a facelift one. And these are facelift wheels, so they have a higher offset. My ears.
Sorry.
What just happened? Bring me up to speed. I was watching YouTube videos. My own, obviously.
I knew this was going to happen.
We sacrificed another tool to the gods.
Yeah.
Don't we need that to put it back together?
Tool for the tool gods. No, but I was just seeing
Oh.
if I could hit that with the impact and spin it in the socket to loosen it up.
How'd that go? Yeah.
The tool is now in pieces.
Oh, we have one of these. I'm guessing it doesn't fit in there anywhere.
It doesn't. Yeah, it won't fit over the actual ball joint.
I knew this was going to happen. Wish we had an air hammer. He's going off to get an air hammer, isn't he? I got it. Just had to hit it from the other angle. These ball joints, they don't feel amazing, but they don't have slop in them. Water! This feels oddly familiar. Doubly so for you, because you just did this in an E60 like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Which is great, because this looks very confusing to me, so I'm glad. That's it. Throw the whole thing away. Oh, so that's just all them, like, in a row.
Yep.
That right there is a hydraulic computer, controlled by an electrical computer, because we need more kinds of computer involved.
All the computers.
All the computers. This cartridge just kind of comes off the end here.
We gotta pull the valve body again.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, yeah, the mechatronics. Yeah.
Alright. Didn't work. You're supposed to do that, and then it cuts to this being done, and we don't have to do any work. Oh shit.
What?
It worked. My god, it's out. This is the part where I'm clueless. As opposed to the rest of this where I definitely knew what I was doing. Amazing. Back in it goes.
Yeah. Did have
some debris.
Yeah, you did have a little bit of debris, and what happens over time is these O-rings they'll shrink and they'll start leaking fluid past.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a couple others had some gunk in them too.
Well, here's hoping for a dramatic change.
There we go.
Yay.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. The other reason, it's back together. I did the snap thing again because every time I pick up the camera, I have to spend like a minute and a half wiping my hands off so I don't ruin my camera. Really makes things take forever. So, there is the valve body reassembled. All of our shiny new ducts in a row. Got it reconnected. Now, the filter slash pan assembly goes back on, and then we got 4 bolts to take off here so we can get to our
Fill plug.
fill plug. Hey, I found it. It's right there.
Yeah.
How about that? Quite annoying.
We're
And then throw in our
new control.
control arms. Probably shouldn't forget those. The suspension is a little bit unconstrained without them. And then we can go home.
We need to get the world's worst E90 and remove the control arms and try and drive it.
I mean, we could do that. Or,
We can make wooden control arms.
sure. Up she goes.
Oopsie daisy. That was...
Satisfying. Bro got the contraption out.
This is like one of the best ways to fill a transmission if you don't have a regular pump. Just take the spray nozzle off one of these and they move plenty of fluid. I've even modified them with like a tire valve stem so you can just pressurize them.
Shop air.
30 psi is the limit before they explode.
I was gonna say, imagine that exploding. I guess while that's doing its thing, we'll get these arms in here. I got our control arms nipped up, and oh yeah, drive shafts back in. Just nipping up the last little few steps here, and then we can put it on the ground.
Yeah, I still need to torque those, but
Yeah, it's an off-roader. All right, big moment. Will it shift?
that'd probably shift weird at first. Brilliant.
Oh my gosh, the steering is so much better. Wow, you turn the steering wheel and the car moves. How about that? Wow, that shifts great. That is smooth.
Yeah. Amazing.
We'll get on it a little bit here once we get out of this here speed zone.
55.
55. Schwiggity schway. Oh, right, I haven't coded in high beams yet. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah?
Brilliant.
There you go. That is a fixed E90. Easy as that.
Solenoided.
Solenoided. I pulled a muscle in my chest while turning the steering wheel and backing up. So that's how my night's going, I guess. Thanks for watching.